We've talked a lot so far about taking some time for a little bit of self-care and helping yourself feel better with some of the blemishes and stuff that you have maybe accumulated over the COVID-19 pandemic. But we've also accumulated a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. And there's another local business that is hoping to help you relieve some of those stresses, and that is Peace Lily. We are joined now by Dr. Najifa Choudhury on the Oakland County Megacast. She is the founder and owner of Peace Lily and joins us now on the program. Dr. Choudhury, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We are doing fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your new business, because you are a pharmacist. You are a medical professional and have now gone into business in CBD products. Why make that change? What encouraged you to go into this specific business?
Yeah, so with CBD, I wasn't really aware of it. During pharmacy school while getting my doctorate degree, they taught us about CBD maybe 2 minutes. But I went through a time in my life where I was very anxious and I had really bad knee pain. And I was looking for a natural, holistic option for my issues. And that's where I discovered CBD. I started using it. I fell in love. It worked for me so well. And being a pharmacist, being a healthcare provider, I believe in treating the whole body. I, believe in holistic care. And so when I started using CBD, I learned more about it. I discovered that a lot of people, they weren't aware of the benefits of CBD. And so my mission is to just empower all of my patients, empower my customer, let them know about all of the options out there, and then they get to decide what's perfect for them. And so everything just felt right when it came to CBD, and I took that leap of faith and I started my CBD business 2 years ago.
We're joined by Dr. Najifa Choudhury on the Oakland County Megacast. She's the owner of Peace Lily, a CBD product line, joining us today on the Oakland County Megacast. And Dr. Choudhury, for those that maybe aren't informed very well about what CBD is, they know it's associated with cannabis, and so they think with cannabis, and so they think immediately marijuana, and they go, no, I don't want to use this. I don't. It's going to get me high. It's going to show up on a drug test. I'm not going to be able to get a job. Can you relieve some of those concerns and maybe tell us what the differences are between what you would get from a marijuana product, which is legal in the state of Michigan and it's fair game, versus a CBD product?
Yeah, so, it's a very common question that I get all of the time. So in the marijuana plant, there's a high content of THC and a lower content of CBD. And then the marijuana plant has a cousin plant, which is called a hemp plant. Now the hemp plant is opposite. It has a high amount of CBD and a little bit of the THC. So the THC, that's the endocannabinoid that will get people high, that will alter their mind. The CBD is more of the medicinal part. It does not get you high. In 2018, the Farm Bill was passed. And with the Farm Bill, it became completely legal federally for you to cultivate the hemp plant and produce the CBD. So all of my products come from the hemp plant. And so the difference between using something that's purely CBD versus going to a dispensary and using something that has some THC is that with my products, like I said, it's fully legal. There's no THC in it. Being a pharmacist, that was important to me because I could not use I could not use THC because of my profession. And there are a lot of other professionals that choose to use my products, and because of their line of work, they cannot use THC as well. And so I make sure to do drug tests on all my products to make sure there isn't any THC. And so you get all of the goodness of the cannabis plant, you get all of the benefits without the high.
So I guess it's weird to talk about, but like Tyler said, it is fair game. Marijuana is legal in the state. So I'll be the first to say, I'm almost scared of marijuana, and I know you did explain the differences, but for someone like me, I still always have those reservations of, oh no, CBD, I'm gonna get high. And we have a farmer's market at my university every Wednesday, and they sell CBD cookies, and I've always wanted to try them, but still, every single time I get worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna feel high after? So I guess I'm kind of wondering, if it doesn't get you high, it obviously gives you some kind of feeling that people like and relieves any pain or stress. So what is the feeling that you get as opposed to being high?
Yeah, it honestly just feels like a big hug. Like you are hugging yourself. My stress level comes down. I'm in a better mood. I'm able to focus. All of those racing thoughts that are going through my mind because I'm so busy, it just calms it down where I am able to function and go about my day. And then in terms of my knee pain, it really helps with my knee pain. So CBD, it's known for its anti-inflammatory effects. And so if you have any type of pain going on, it will help with that, help with the inflammation. And lastly, it gives me a deeper and better night's rest. So the days that I take CBD, I'm tossing less at night. I wake up rejuvenated. I wake up with energy. I wake up feeling like I rested well. And so, with your concern about, hey, this cookie that has CBD, should I take it? Will it get me high? I think the important thing about CBD and using any product that has CBD is just doing your research. So find out who made that cookie. Find out where did the CBD come from. Find out their background. Because unfortunately, the CBD market, everyone wants to get in it. And some people are in it just to make money and they do not care about providing you with the best quality product. They are not doing the, lab testing on it, the certificate of analysis. They are not doing their due diligence. So you just want to make sure that if you ever want to use CBD, it's from a reputable source.
We're joined by Dr. Najifa Choudhury on the Oakland County Megacast. She is a pharmacist and the founder and owner of Peace Lily, a Michigan-made CBD brand. And we've seen a boom in recent months and in recent years, especially since the Michigan recreational marijuana law has been passed, and we've seen a bunch of dispensaries that not only are selling marijuana products, but also CBD products as well. We've seen so many of these businesses pop up, and we've seen so many people that have come on shows like ours or on other more mainstream local news stations like 2, 4, and 7, and have talked about their CBD products. And every time it just kind of seems like it's some magical fix for pains and aches and all that. But you are a scientist. You have medical experience as a pharmacist. How, in layman's terms, of course, because we're not all scientists over here, I'm just some guy on TV over here, how scientifically does this work with your body, these products, to relieve some of those aches and those pains?
Yeah, so with CBD, it's not gonna work for everyone. It's not a unicorn potion that will magically take away all of your issues. So that's first and foremost. With CBD, you just have to try it and then figure out your exact dosage to see what will help you. And so with CBD, how it basically works, CBD, it's an endocannabinoid. What that means is in the cannabis plant, there's over 100 different molecules and they're all some sort of endocannabinoids. Our body, it actually has an endocannabinoid system. And our body naturally makes molecules that's very similar to CBD that helps regulate our mood, regulate how we're feeling, regulate our body overall. And so when you take CBD, all of those receptors that we have throughout our body where our natural endocannabinoids would bind to, now CBD will bind to it and help regulate all of your functions, such as, like I said, just making you feel better, helping you get that restful night to sleep. And then with CBD and the anti-inflammatory effect that it has, so it just helps with inflammation. So when we get injured, when we get hurt, our body's first response is inflammation. Inflammation actually contains the injury and it helps our body heal. But when you have inflammation going on for a long period of time, that's when it becomes bad. That's when it really causes a lot of the pain and a lot of the discomfort. So now CBD helps with calming down that inflammation. So I know for myself, I use it for my knee pain. My mom, she uses it because she has really bad arthritis. And in arthritis, there's just a lot of inflammation going on. And so when you are able to take CBD, whether you take it orally by mouth or you apply it topically, it will help with the inflammation in that sense.
Are there differences between topical versus or oral ingesting of CBD products and how it affects the body, or is it just a matter of response time?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So next to me, I do have two products. So I have this one, which is the pain relief cream, and then I have this one, which is the tincture. It's an oil. And so if someone's inflammation and pain is severe, I always recommend for them to get something to take by mouth so it helps with the inflammation from within, and then get the cream to apply topically. If someone wants to use CBD to get a better night's rest, to help with their mood, then I would recommend for them to try something orally so it can help within their body. So it really depends on why someone wants to use CBD. And then if they want to use it for pain, the topical and the oral will work, but then it depends on their severity of the pain and where it's located and what's causing it.
Dr. Najifa Choudhury joins us on the Oakland County Megacast. She is the founder and owner of Peace Lily, a Michigan-made CBD product, and is also a pharmacist. And Dr. Choudhury, as you said earlier on, this product doesn't work necessarily for everybody. It isn't for everyone, like any other treatment or any other product that may be out there. So for those that may be having some of those aches and pains and maybe be interested, who should be seeking consultation or even trying out these products, and who should not be?
So I think anyone that wants to better their mood, get a better night's rest if they are in pain, CBD is an option. So it's all up to the consumer. And like I said, my mission is to empower my consumers, empower my patients, empower my customers, just educate them on CBD, how it works, and then for them to decide if it's for them or not. So CBD, it can be used for a wide variety of things, and it can range, the age range of who's using it. I have so many customers that are younger, Gen Zs, millennials, and then I have a lot of customers that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s using it. Certain patients that I would not recommend CBD for would be patients that are on certain medications. So if you are on a blood thinner, because you have a clotting issue or you have atrial fibrillation, so your heart doesn't beat normally, I wouldn't recommend CBD. If you have seizures or epilepsy, I would highly, highly recommend go talk to your doctor. Let them know you're interested in CBD. Let them know you want to use it, because with CBD, there can be certain drug-drug interactions with certain medications. And so I always want my patients, my customers, to go and let their doctors know, so then they can just easily monitor the concentration of their drug in their body. So like warfarin, a lot of seizure medication, we can easily do a blood test and see where's the level of that drug. Is CBD interacting? Is it altering the effect? And so for those patients, I would say, just talk to your doctor, really let them know, do your research before starting.
Dr. Najifa Choudhury with us, founder and owner of Peace Lily CBD Products, a Michigan-made CBD product here on the Oakland County Megacast. And Dr. Choudhury, a lot of parents and a lot of parents, school officials, community coalitions, and the likes are very concerned with recreational marijuana and CBD products being available on the market and potentially getting in the hands of children. For businesses like yours that sell CBD products, and for yours specifically, are these available to only certain age groups of people? What is the minimum age and requirement for someone to be able to acquire such products?
Yeah. So, when it comes to a pure CBD product that has no THC in it, so my tincture, when I do the lab testing on it, the THC content is non-detectable. And the interesting thing is there is a FDA approved drug on the market that's purely CBD, and that is approved for kids that have severe form of epilepsy. And so our government is saying kids can use CBD for epilepsy. I do know a lot of parents that give CBD to their kids to help them focus, to help them out if they have a lot of stress and anxiety going on with them themselves. So I understand the concern of parents worrying about, because there's so many products out there and not all of them are pure CBD like mine. It might have THC. So that is very concerning for a parent. You don't want your kids to ever take something with THC in it. And so I think as a parent, we just need to really educate our kids. A lot of the times we think kids aren't old enough to understand, or we can't have this conversation, but they're very knowledgeable. And as parents, if we are not educating our kids, then someone else will, whether it's their friends or their friend's older brother or sister, then they'll get that information from them.
Dr. Najifa Choudhury with us. She's the owner of Peace Lily, a Michigan-made CBD product. And Dr. Choudhury, when you're forming this business, of course, you have your story and how you came into contact with CBD products and how it benefited you, and that, of course, impacted you starting this business. But how did you come up with the name? How did you come up with Peace Lily for the name of your business?
I love this question. So naming my business was the hardest part, let me tell you. One of the things I did is I wrote down on my notebook all of the feelings I felt when I took CBD, how CBD made me feel. One of the words that I wrote down on my notebook was peace. It made me feel at peace. It brought peace into my life. And so I really wanted a product to have that word peace in it. Another thing that I just love houseplants. And so I was talking to one of my best friends, and she was like, hey, you love houseplants. Why don't we just throw out names and see if one sticks? And so Peace Lily is actually a house plant, or it's a plant. And so when that came up, I was like, aha, like that makes so much sense for me to name it Dr. Peace Lily, because it has that word peace in it. It's very soothing. The, meaning behind the plant, it's so beautiful. And so I just knew it the minute we spoke about naming it, Peace Lily. I just knew that would be the name.
Dr. Choudhury, if people want to find out more information about Peace Lily products or about CBD and ask you some questions as a medical professional that you are, how can they get in contact with you, or how can they find more about your business?
Yeah, so they can go on my website. My website is drpeacelily.com. So Dr. Peace Lily. I'm also very active on Facebook. I'm active on Instagram. So my Instagram would be Dr. Peace Lily, Peacelily. They can reach me on there. I do attend a lot of farmers market pop-up events around the community. So if there's an event that I'm going to, a lot of my customers that want to talk to me in person, they will come out to those as well. So I welcome everyone to meet me in person if you can. If not, reach out to me on my website or my Instagram.
Well, Dr. Choudhury, we thank you very much for joining us today on the program to talk about your new Michigan-made CBD product, Peace Lily. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.